So there is a demeaning. That's why in the early days of feminist movement, there was a lot of protest against pornography, but the pornography debate lost in the American context. There was a legislation to be created declaring pornography as a crime, total banning of pornography, but by narrow margin the vote was lost in the American Senate. Now subsequently in the Asian media context and all, I was involved in a lot of this communication aspect in the wake of World Society for Information, World Summit on Information Society and Telecommunication Union debates. You know, there was a strong NGO lobby which was saying pornography should not be prohibited. They came from certain parts of Asia. Probably they were supported by companies which were making a living out of pornography industry. You know, it's a billion-dollar industry. Now it is this which is causing more and more of such things. You read I was reading the accounts of criminal confessions. Many of them would have committed this crime after, and nowadays, you know, these cheap mobiles and people know for wrong use of technology, expertise is plenty available, you know. So they use this to upload that, and then the moment they see it, there are certain reactions in the brain, so an outlet is a must. So that's how it happens. So invariably there is a case of someone watching such things, such pervert sexual activities, and that is forcing them to take recourse to this. That's why media literacy is also a very important point here, that if at all you come upon this or you use this, what will happen. And what is behind pornography? The traditional, I would say the stereotypic belief that man should satisfy a woman, kind of. It is not that, I mean, and sex is taken in a very fragmentary way, that love and sex are not connected. So a very disconnect kind of disaggregated approach to human body. So there's a lot of issues in this, therefore the approach also is multi-pronged, but law plays a very important role in advocating this kind of approach to reform the society, and the laws need to be reformed in having these multi-pronged approaches. That's why media need to be regulated, the indiscreet availability of porn needs to be controlled. These are the points. Yeah, then I'll come to you. Yeah.
Ma'am, when we talk about women's rights,
Yeah.
from my point of view, I say that women's right is not a fight towards men, but it is a right which we fight towards injustice where a woman being the victim or a girl child. During my experience, ma'am, I have been privileged to be working with the juvenile when you talk about pornography. I've been interviewing juvenile inmates whom pornography is the main offense. That means he says that easy available, mobile, cheap mobile. When we say that why do you commit rape? Why, what he says that I get a mobile and then through mobile I insert those memory part of it says that insert those pornography act, and then from that it make them an urge to commit such crime. So ma'am, I believe that with the modern technology, I think so mobile is one of the main reasons why juvenile come in conflict, and especially when it says to rape. And then when it talks about eve teasing has been an offense in which it's a day-to-day issue. Because from eve teasing, it leads to molestation, from uttering a word, or speaking, giving gestures, or singing a song, is a song which broke the dignity of a woman. Then from eve teasing, it leads to molestation, touching a girl's body, and then from that, it leads to heinous crime in society, that is rape. So I believe that awareness, yes, I was a part of it also, ma'am, for giving awareness to remote areas. But when we say remote areas, village areas, where the minds of the people are quite simple. But in that time when I went for the awareness program, they always say that they picture women as a sex object. So I would like to say I like that one point. So I believe that more and more awareness, and then the more we educate people, the more we can talk about this crime against women or crimes after, especially girl child. When we say girl child, during my experience, I have got one interview where when we say incest case, I do believe that incest case, we all know what's incest case, where a blood-to-blood relation, where a family member who is a stepfather or a father who molests a child or who
brutally murdered. So these silhouettes exist in society, and how do we deal with these things? I mean, is it by killing the father? No. Again, go through the rule of law, take them through the procedure, and try all kinds of approaches to punishment, like reformative, punitive. So this is how we approach it. Yeah, please.
Can you think that sex education from school were one step ahead regarding creating awareness in this?
Yeah, what is happening is, I was once reading something on, soon after Nirbhaya there was a lot of debate in UGC and other places, how education can have a component on prevention of violence. Prevention of violence per se and gender violence in particular. Now there sex education is one component only. The larger component is creating respect for the body and creating ways of expressing love and showing how the wrong ideas about love. For example, I will show in literature, in discursive means in our dialogical processes and all, there is a wrong belief that to be a man enough you have to be violent, and men believe that if you are violent, woman likes it. So it is an essentially biologically misdriven kind of done injustice to both the sexes. So, gendered way of understanding gender is the social construct. It is a kind of imaginary values attributed, roles attributed, traits attributed to the otherwise biologically different people. So, first of all, we attributed these values. Secondly, what we did was, after attributing these values, we said something which is male is better, something which is female is bad. For example, in the villages, you set out on a work, and if the work is successful, they say it's male. If it fails, they say it is female. So this is how the whole connotation of negativity and what you call less fruitful or less useful kind of idea has come into something that is female. Female was always associated with something that was less. But let us reflect on that. I'll give you only two scientific bases. One is, we say that female body is weak because we associate strength with the size of the muscle, the ability to run fast, the ability to maybe serve fast, tennis serve. On the other hand, if strength is to be attributed to ability to endure pain, it is considered that birthing pain is the most painful experience in intensity, in terms of intensity. And if a female body could endure that, could you still call female as weak? Second could be, we look at things like, there was for very long notion was prevailing that women's brain is small. But you just take a kind of human body without looking at anatomical differences, the structure of the brain is not different. Both have similar amount of grey matter which is responsible for intelligence in the brain. Similar amount, 150 grams of grey matter.